Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it might be where you are out there. My name is Jeff Fritz. Welcome back to the live stream, and
Greetings, my excellent friend.
it's so good to see you. Thanks so much for joining us. Today is, what day is today? Today is December 22nd, 2019. We're going to write a little bit of code today. Oh my gosh, Stelzy.
Steel279 just resubscribed for 14 months.
14 months. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for the resub. With Twitch Prime, that is so awesome. Thank you so much. Good morning. Well, good afternoon, Tigeron, and Aim to Please One. Good morning. Good to see you. Thanks so much for tuning in. I've got my excommunicado John Wick 3 hat on because hopefully this week I'm going to be excommunicado from work. I spent better part of Friday. I tried to take the day off. I tried to take it easy and get away and not have to deal with work things. And the accountants hunted me down like a dog, tracked me down, sending me text messages, emails, Teams messages, and then started making phone calls to me. And yeah, don't mess with angry people who want their money. Eventually I just said, this is over. This is over a $20 charge that you don't like how it was categorized. I'll just pay for it myself. Go away. And that was that. Hey, Brave Cobra, good to see you. So we're into the holidays at this point. You know, it's go away. I don't want to have to think or do anything about this. So, I want to talk about channel points today. I spent some time Friday and Saturday talking to our friend Fierce Kittens about the new channel points API that was made available by Twitch and how we can integrate with it. And I think we've got something we can work with there. I think we can definitely do something. User 43434 asks, what's the headphone model? This is an Audio Technica. Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting the model of it. And I should know what they are. Because this is one of the professional sets of headphones that they use for folks who are broadcasting. No. Because it has an XLR mic on it, so you get the same condenser mic coming off of it. This is a BPHS1. I could show you this here on the Amazons. Let me show you. There it is right there. Audio Technica's BPHS1 broadcast stereo, because it has an XLR and a 1/4 inch input coming off of this.
Psycho42 just resubscribed for 7 months. Missed November and December, but back for the holidays.
Welcome back. No problem. Thank you so much. And we'll make donations for all of our subs, all of our cheers to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. We're happy to support them. I'm not sure, based on the numbers, the tracking that I'm seeing here, we're not going to meet. I set an arbitrary goal of $3,000 raised for them over the months of October, November, December. Just subs and cheers. And we're going to come up about, it looks like about $500, $600 short on that $3,000 goal. I was thinking about doing a short fundraiser to try and raise money for them next week, but with the holidays it is really tricky. So my other option would be somewhere. So I've got all kinds of family things going on here. My only other option would be like do a New Year's Eve thing. I don't know what that would be, but I'm literally visiting family over the weekend, next weekend, and of course we have Christmas holiday in here. So I'm already touch and go with how and when I'll be streaming. So I don't know about trying to fit something in. It'll be different. Not sure. You're welcome, user 43434. Happy to share information about all the tools, all the hardware that I use here. I need to actually add this to my list of. I need to do another list of here's the technology, here's the tech that I use on stream, because I have a couple things that I'm using now that I don't have on the blog post that we're going to need to get to and talk about. So today, integrate this. Actually, this isn't an integrated mic into the headphone, Teddy's. This is a completely separate. It's got its own dedicated XLR connection. So when I switch over to it, you have the same compression mic that I have here, except right next to it. So that's what's going there, Teddy's. This is what are we going to be doing today? We're gonna talk about channel points. We're going to do a little bit to integrate with Twitch's new channel points API that's available, and get information so we can put it on screen when folks do a redemption. I don't have none of the alert providers. Stream Elements doesn't have this. At least they haven't announced that they've got support for it yet. In their alerts, let me take a quick look at their alerts here. See if there's something in their alerts editor. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. I'm not trying to test this. Why is it suddenly go away? So if I look at the alert box, the alert, it doesn't have any support for channel points. So I want to be able to highlight when there is a channel points redemption here on stream. So that folks know, hey, we're doing something for a channel point redemption. And also I get notified, so I know to pay attention to these and be able to do something about it. So I didn't mean to click reject, but that's okay. 1,819 points now, says Panda in a tub. Oh man, save up for him, save up. So yeah, I put a test point redemption out there so that we can test what we're going to build here today on stream. So Stream Elements doesn't support this. That's okay. Let's go. Well, let me get some music playing in the background here. What am I thinking? We need some music. And today, let me play Green. That's not it. What are you doing? Oh, it's not on this machine. All right. There we go. This is Green from Music to Code by. It's been scientifically designed, it's been engineered to get you in the flow, get you in the groove, so that whatever task it is you're working on, you can get focused, get it done. Whether it's writing code, doing homework, studying, writing documentation. Check it out, mtcb.pwop.com, written by our friend Mr. Carl Franklin, scientifically designed and engineered for you. Thanks so much, Carl. We appreciate you listening. We appreciate you letting us listen to your music while we write some code together here on stream. I've got the weird green thing again up in the top. I've been having some problems with that top corner of my green screen. I'm not quite sure what it is. That's a little bit better. All right. All right. Is this a thing? No. And it looks like it's also the camera's doing something with the light. Eternal Dev Coder. Hello, good morning. PowerShell Freak. How's it going? It's going pretty well. What do you see? What we get into here today. So we're going to work with, if we go to the documentation for the Twitch API, let's start over here. Then we'll go back into our software and open this up. You folks are welcome to continue redeeming those 1-point rewards. I'm not going to acknowledge them. It's your points. You're happy to keep hitting that button. So the new API for channel points is available as a pub sub subscription. So check this out. We can scroll down here and you can see we connect we're going to need to connect a WebSocket connection to pubsub-edge.twitch.tv. Okay. They're going to send a ping message to me, and we need to be able to respond with a pong message. And there might be a reconnect. This indicates the server's about to restart and will disconnect the client within 30 seconds. During this time, we recommend the clients reconnect to the server. Otherwise, the client will be forcibly disconnected. What does that mean? Reconnect to the server. So stop and reconnect, I guess. So we'll do that. You still find the way that Twitch has its APIs interesting. V5 new. Lannon, you're totally right. Their naming mechanism, their versioning is awful. So hopefully they get a little bit of standards around there. Clients can listen to up to 50 topics for connection. I only want to listen to one. I'm going to listen to channel points right here. So we're going to set up a subscription to that and listen. So we send a this is an example request for bits events. Listens to bits on channel 4432 blah blah blah. The authorization scope is specified when you generate the OAuth token using our authorization flow. So we're gonna have to generate that. I don't think we really need a nonce. Random string to identify the response associated with this request. I don't really need that. Let's see. OAuth token required. Yeah. So I should have an OAuth token available inside my the application we wrote already. We're going to be going back into the Fritz StreamTools project and working there. So we're going to receive a response, and if there's a nonce and an error, and we'll have some some messages coming back on there that we're going to need to interpret. We can do this. This is easy. This is easy. So making that connection, being able to handle the ping, and listening on that WebSocket, that's not too bad. How do we make the initial connection? Right, and indicate that what we're subscribing to. Code samples are available here. Where is it? Topics. Come on. There's the request. Receiving messages. Show me how to subscribe. You're not going to tell me here, are you? Are you? You dog. Yeah. There's no format here for how to do the subscribe. Okay. So I guess I do have to look at the subs. Can I zoom in a bit? Sure. And of course, the samples are only in JavaScript. Thanks. Thanks so much. Wow. And they're 3 years old, so they're using an API that doesn't exist anymore. Okay. Yep, that's right, JavaScript. We're not horsing around here. Alright, so it creates a new WebSocket there. And it doesn't say on open, on error, on message, on close. How do I authorize? Yeah, alright. I'm not going to use Twitch Pub Sub. I've had too many problems with trying to use that with this library and the async capabilities of it. This is only slightly crazy. Type nonce data, and data is a object with topics listed. Seriously, why can't anybody write documentation? This is this is rough. Before you send topics, you need to establish a connection, you need to authorize, you need to pass. What the heck? Events. Come on. New WebSocket client. It creates a... Alright. So on connected, it fires the socket on connected. When it receives a message, it fires on message. Okay. So... See, I'm looking for documentation. I don't want to be reverse engineering somebody else's code.
Goran Hal just resubscribed for 7 months. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, Goran Hal. I appreciate that. And we'll make another donation to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Thanks so much. Looking at the code of the pub sub on Twitch, it's not the best. Straight violation of the single responsibility principle. I'm not quite sure I'd go that far. Yeah, 3-year-old JavaScript is prehistoric legacy code. Yeah, should be in at a museum. Okay, so on connected, ping timer start. Why is it starting a timer for that? It's sending a ping back? What? No. No. To keep the server, clients must send a ping at least every 5 minutes. If a client does not receive a pong message within 10 seconds. Oh, jeez. All right. Okay. Yeah, we have to keep the connection alive. It's not the other way around. It's not Twitch sending the pings. Okay. So that JavaScript sample is brutal. Okay, so we've got to manage and handle that. Makes sense. But how do we actually do the... Why is this here? Go away. How do we actually do the author authentication on connection? And I don't see the on connection here. You're kidding. Try this again. Socket on connected. And they added support on GitHub for navigating. There we go. And it fires the what's it called? The event for that. Okay. So is it sending the OAuth every time? Yeah, the case statement absolutely could be strategy pattern. Oh my gosh, yes. This is ridiculous. Look. Right. Yeah. Oh yeah. So these should be separate methods if I were to do something with that. But so once we get connected, we have to. So it generates. It's putting together the OAuth message. Okay, listen. It's subscribing to the topics. Where is this called? That's the only place that it's referenced. Really? Okay, so I guess you connect, you say send topics, and then it listens? Yeah, you send the token each time. Now what kills me is they're not defining, they're not showing. Do they show what a subscription message is? They're showing what the response is. Right, they don't show what a listen message. There's one. Okay. Okay. Hey, Jean Valjean. Hello. Good to see you. All right, I think I know enough to get us moving in the right direction here. Let's write up a class to handle this, do this interaction for us. So I'm going to open up Visual Studio 2019. And I am going to, open a project. I haven't touched this project in months. So I know it's written with an older version of .NET Core. That's okay. We don't need to upgrade. .NET Core 2.1 is going to be supported for another couple of years. But it's already telling me that some of these projects are not supported. Okay? All of these projects are not working. Great! Let's figure out why. The SDK version, well, okay, there's a problem to start. My SDK is, I'm now using 3.1.100, I think is the SDK version that I'm using. Which is, right, that's fine. No. Yeah, 31100. I'm okay with upgrading to that. So let's see. If I try to reload, is it going to work now? Cool. Okay, so that was because I had a much older SDK version here that I didn't have installed anymore. That's fine. So we'll reload everything. Make sure to handle sudden connection drops. They happen much more often than reconnect messages in Twitch. Okay. This is Visual Studio 2019 Game of the Year edition. There it is. All right, let's see what we can do here. There was a patch this week. Was there? I didn't hear anything or see a blog post. Hello? I clicked the button. Nope, 31100. I was gonna say, I didn't see anything. There might be on the nightly feed, they might be working on a patch version, but there isn't a publicly visible one there. Okay. So, I have everything to interact with Twitch down here in a Twitch-specific project. So, I interact directly with the API here, and we'll set up our host to be able to listen for these and interact with it later. So, I'm going to start off just creating a new class, and let's call this PubSub. And I prefer building some of these things by hand instead of use it for this project to learn a little bit about the API, learn a little bit about the technology, and quite frankly, and like I mentioned, I don't trust the way other folks implement their async processes. I ran into a lot of problems trying to use the asynchronous processing in the 3.0 version of TwitchLib. It would just hang for me when I would reference things. What do we got here? SDK regression. Have a regression which potentially causes 2.2 and 3.0.3.1 dependencies to mismatch, causing applications to fail. Oh, nice. Which removed a few select references from the platform manifest text. Okay, I'm not using that. Not using that, not using that, not using that. I'm okay. This doesn't affect me. Because I'm inside of... even though it references it, I'm not using it. I'm inside of a Docker container. So I'm okay working here. Manage interactions with the Twitch PubSub API. All right. So clearly we need a WebSocket to start, and that WebSocket is what we're going to be communicating across. So let's start off defining that field that we're going to work on. WebSocket. Okay. We're going to need a constructor. Part of me thinks I should pass the... I have a configuration, don't I? That I can... Inside this project that has a strongly typed configuration that has my security information in it, I believe. So when I create the chat client... Yeah. I have iOptions configuration settings that are being passed in. And yeah, let's get a logger while we're at it as well. Because I want to be able to do the same rich interactions across both of these. So let me get that. And I'll get my logger. So I can say configuration equals settings dot value. Now I have a strongly typed configuration. And let's create a logger equals logger factory. No. Logger factory dot create logger. And this is going to be, let's call this Twitch pub sub. So that it's clear what I'm interacting with. That was 30101. Yeah, yeah. Hey, Copper Beardy. Good morning. Okay. So when we create this, we should probably create the WebSocket. Oh, don't tell me that that's an abstract class. Yeah. All right. I want a client WebSocket, don't I? Then we will change you to a client WebSocket. And I'm probably, yeah. All right. What other options are there? Ooh, hello. Nah. Default name. Nah, that's the only option I've got. Big deal. I don't care. All right. So, I've got a socket. I also, because I'm going to raise these. I'm going to raise events up when channel points are redeemed. So we'll set them up. What does the new keyword do in C#? It creates a new instance of this object. Faith for 2. Welcome. Yeah. Brave Cobra's got you. We're going to want to set up a bunch of event handlers for this. Oh, we're going to need to make this disposable. We'll come back to that. Where is it? There should be a bunch of on things here. No. Interesting. All right. So let's make this disposable. And I'm going to implement with the dispose pattern. Disposable means that there's something that's unmanaged inside this class that we need to handle. We need to clean up after the fact. So we want to dispose of it properly. We want to clean it up and release resources. And this client WebSocket is something that we want to make sure we release our network connections appropriately so that it properly goes away. And that's what we're going to do right down here. We're going to socket close. And we're going to need to do that synchronously. And socket, is there? Yeah. Dispose that right there. Hey, look, our friend Ash Caravan's playing a game because I didn't close Steam. There we go. Who? You know what? Can I just say socket dispose there and it'll clean up? We also, yeah. We do have to free unmanaged resources, particularly that WebSocket. So I'm going to add the finalizer in here to make sure that we do properly release that network resource. So that takes care of our disposable capabilities here for that. Is implementing dispose worth it? Yes. Yes, it is. Right, this is something that we want to make sure we appropriately handle. Otherwise, you can end up with a memory leak scenario, right? And in this case, since we're managing network resources, you could end up with a network leak scenario where you're over allocating, you're using too much of the network resources. So, pro streamer, absolutely. Hey, E. Johansson, hello. Am I planning to unit test the class I'm writing? That's a great question. That's a really good question. So I would need to mock the information coming in, mock that network connection that's coming in from Twitch and the interactions with Twitch. Where this is really doing the integration. I'm almost tempted to say no. I can't unit test this because this is an integration class. This is a class, right? Just like if you have it, right? It's one thing to have a repository pattern. You're mocking, referencing the repository to do the interactions, but the actual repository that connects to the database, you're not going to unit test because it's doing the actual integration with the external platform. So I think this class, because it's doing the actual integration with the external platform, we can't mock without having to fight with this a little bit, right? I mean, we could set up an integration test where we have a mock WebSocket server that is sending messages across the wire. But we would have to mock out Twitch, and that's dicey. I don't want to so that's just it. I'm not putting the logic in this one, right? I'm going to raise events that say, hey, this thing happened, and I'll have a wrapper around this that actually does the logic and says, oh, display a message on the screen. Oh, play a sound effect. Those things, that logic will happen somewhere else. This is only doing that publish, that pub sub integration. So I think we're not quite there. Yeah, the GC is for memory, not network connections. However, we need to release the network connection. So, yeah, this is going to be the connection wrapper, right? Manage interactions with it. Just the connection to that API. This was literally going to, right? I would be tempted to put an interface in front of this that we would mock out, right? But I don't know what that is yet. I haven't figured out. I want to just get that connection and make sure that we can do the connection and start receiving messages from there. Art for the Apocalypse. Good morning. Hope the C# world is treating me well. It is so far. We're doing quite nice. Yeah. It's doing quite nice, and we're making it better, stronger. More important here by building an interface over to Twitch, and hopefully this will be a singleton, right? I think when we create this, there can be only one. There should only be one of these running, and we'll see how that goes. So, yeah, we'll define what that interface is when we're ready to start interacting. But let's get the connection to Twitch first, see what that looks like, and build it up at that point. Build up what information we're going to send back to our application. So let me go back over to here. So we're going to send some JSON in that says we're listening. Oh, and we also need to handle the ping. Let's do the ping first. So clients must send a ping command at least once every 5 minutes. If a client does not receive a pong message within 10 seconds, it should reconnect. Okay. So we're going to need a timer. New timer. Do time, no. see everybody's loving using the test reward here. I don't think I want that timer. Do I want this one? Generates an event after a set. Yeah, that's it. That's the one I want. This one. Yep. With an interval. So that interval is going to be 5 minutes. So is that interval in the time in milliseconds between events? Okay. So we want to go 60 seconds. Let's not go full 5 minutes. Let's go 4 minutes in case we need to reconnect. So 4 and 60 is 240 seconds, and we'll make that milliseconds. Cool. Oh, Svava. What have you done?
Go!
We have a request, friends. Friends, we have a request to change my font. This is a legit channel point redemption. And we're going to change our font to unicorn. Oh, yeah. This is, yeah. Hey, it's Litany. Welcome. It's Litany's another member of the Live Coders team. Good to see you, just like Copper Beardy we saw here a little bit ago. What framework do I recommend for unit testing? Asks, is that Stammy? I prefer XUnit right now. XUnit's been really good for me. So we're going to change over to Unicorn font. Where'd it go? Unicorns are awesome. Oh yeah, unicorns are.
Everything is awesome.
Everything is awesome. Oh yeah. I'm going to zoom in a little bit there because it is a little bit more difficult to read. Alright, so we are on unicorn mode, but before I enter, my gosh, Simo's requesting wear a different hat. Which hat is that you'd like me to wear? Tat hat? What's tat hat? Oh yeah, the font is difficult. You try to pop in when you get a few spare minutes. Well, thank you. Oh, you want me to go into the Santa hat? I get it. I know, ZS90, I know, they're trying to make it difficult for me here. This is trolling the streamer. When using the timer, you like to pass in time span 4 minutes. Okay, you know what? That's fine. That's not bad. Time span from minutes. We're gonna go 4 minutes, and we're gonna go total milliseconds. That's not bad. That's a little bit more descriptive of what it's doing. Santa, or any Overwatch app. Well, let's go to the Santa hat. Because I did have that. Where'd it go? It was right here. Yes, we will dispose the timer. Absolutely. Alright, let me go get... Yeah, let me go get the Santa hat. Be right back. Shut up. Okay. Yeah, that's... It's better than this one.
The demo build is kind of fake too.
What? What?
Well,
Local host. I see a waiting for local host behind me.
Yes! Woo!
Eeny, meeny, miny. Oh no. I think we've done it. We've updated the application from .NET Framework to .NET Core 3, improved that project value. We dropped out some of those old references to things. Oh my gosh, none have seen Dole Whip. For those of you that aren't watching, look at this. I hope you like Dole Whip. Oh my goodness.
You get to dance, I get to dance.
Computer, personal computer, personal computer, computer, computer mouse, keyboard, personal computer, 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 computer mouse, computer, keyboard, computer mouse, computer, show love cane.
Shame.
Computer, keyboard,
Shame.
computer, personal
Shame.
computer, personal computer, computer,
Shame.
computer,
Shame.
keyboard, computer,
Is that sort of thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And so basically, we're going to get the best of both worlds.
The best of both worlds. Okay, here's my problem. I tried putting on the Santa hat, but with this headset, I can't fit it around my head and the Santa hat because this Santa hat actually has mechanics in it that make the top go back and forth. So I'm going, as requested, I'm going to a Overwatch hat for this. But thank you so much for the hat redemption. Let me mark that as complete. We're doing that. Oh, and we're going to do light mode. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Oh, crows. Oh my goodness. All right. So we're going to be light mode and unicorn font. You're ganging up with Svava, aren't you, crows? All right. We will go to light mode. Get ready, the Twitch sunglasses. Look at this. All right. So we're going to go to theme. This one. And I like blue. You know I like blue. It matches my hair. Right? Yes, our eyes, I know. Get ready. Hey, we lost the font. Hang on, we lost the font. Hang on, let's go back. Where's the... Right, change fonts. We need to go back to... I want my unicorns. Actually, Svava wants the unicorns. I can go either way. Unicorns are awesome. Here we go. All right. And I'm going to set the timer for 15 minutes. Here. Yes, it's hideous, Death Packs. With Thrennen, that's why I got to put on the sunglasses. So I can see what's going on here, right? You like this? Lurks with the sunglasses. I know. Isn't that a bug I have to file with the Visual Studio folks? That's not a bad idea. That's not bad. All right, here we go. We got 15 minutes going. And there was a comment. Yes, we need to make sure that we dispose of the timer when we're done. Because we don't want our timer to continue after. Right? What do we call it? Ping timer. Will you look at this? This is the ugliest. This is a read-only field. There we go. Seriously? What kind of person codes like... Wingdings isn't available. Neither is Webdings. Hey, Nightshade dude. You clicked a button and something happened. Indeed. Alright, so now I've got my ping timer, and it's going to go every 4 seconds. I should be able to... Right, so I need an elapsed event on this. So that it knows that we need to send the pong message back. Reading through here. So we're going to receive we need to send a ping message. Sent from client to server. Type ping. Okay. I feel like there's a standard format to these messages that we want to adapt. Type and some data in a JSON blob. Yeah, safety first. Absolutely, Stroth. Hey, Fairy Wings. Yeah, your unicorn font here. Ms. Svava decided to pick up on and abuse. Just to taunt good old... Jeff Fafa. That's me, Jeff Fafa. So,
Wait, let me explain something to you.
My friends like to make coding difficult for me. But I am a professional developer. I can do this. I will make this go. It's so pretty, my foot. Yuck. Blech. You can't read the code. Shows how much of it really is just pattern shape recognition. You're right, Simo. You're right. We can do this. We can do this. We are professionals. All right. So, okay, there's dispose pattern. Yeah, all right. So my ping timer elapsed. There it is. And we need to send back a message on the channel that says ping. And we expect to get a pong message. And if we don't get it, we need to send a reconnect. We need to reconnect. Clients may receive the reconnect message. Okay. So, all right, so let's do this. Let's format that message. So that message, do I really want to go through and use JSON to build this? I don't think so. So let's say var message equals, and let's just, oh, heck. I'm just going to copy it in, because that's what I do. I am a copy-paste coder. Right, we need to backslash to escape these. Look at this! Ugh. Right, so we use backslashes in C# to escape our quotes inside of quotes. Right, we could also, there's other ways that you can escape those, but that's not too bad. That makes sense. And dear Lord, that's hard to read. All right, so we need to send that message. So we're going to send it by saying socket dot send async, right? Can I make this an async task? Can I do that? Is it going to get grouchy there on me? So using has the wrong return. No, it won't do it. Rats. I can't. All right. We need to have this return void, which means then, can I just, no, I have to send asynchronously the message. Oh, look at this. I have to send a text buffer. I can't send a, oh, it's a read-only memory segment. Of bytes. You think I should just use the @ sign? So if I do the @ sign, then I end up double quoting things. Right. So this is another way that you can tell .NET, you can tell C# that you're escaping some content here by using the @ sign in front. You can use double quotes along the way. That's fine too. To each their own. You can choose however you like to format strings. If I'm sending this is a little unexpected here, that it's forcing me to send an array segment of bytes. I mean, okay, I'm sending, right, or I can send a read-only memory of bytes. Not terrible. But I need to now, I feel like I want to create a socket helper method here to send a message and automatically have it format and do what I'm about to write, the code I have to write to turn this message into UTF-8 bytes, right? Because the byte array that I'm sending is going to be UTF-8 encoding UTF-8, get bytes, and I'm going to pass in message, right? And for me to send that async, I'm sending my byte array. The message type is text. End of message. Yep. And a cancellation token. I'm not passing a cancellation token, so no. Right, but I'm gonna have to do this UTF-8 encoding for each one of these. And I'm only ever going to be sending end of message and none. So I feel like I could wrap this in a little send message on socket helper method. Let me do that. Private void send message on socket string message. I could even make this like an object that I was passing in and serialize it. So, could totally do that. Can't tell if it says ping or pong. I know! They're killing me here. Try the Smart Paster extensions. What's a Smart Paster extension? Send message on socket. All right, so, right, I'm more or less going to take this, and I want to just say send message on socket. I want to say just message. And down in here, right? Only because I'm going to write that same byte array over and over and over again. Right? Just put that in one place so that that logic is all encapsulated. And I don't have to think about reformatting my message every time. So we're going to send that. And I think we want to make sure that we have something that tracks that this ping needs to be acknowledged. So acknowledged equals false. Well, and then we'll appropriately flip-flop it back and forth as we're listening for messages. Okay, so we've created a new WebSocket. Did we start the timer? There we go. Okay. Start a timer to manage the connection over the WebSocket. Okay, so we've got that. We've got to set up the socket so that when it receives messages, right, there should be, right, isn't there like a receive? There it is. Right? Oh, we're going to need to put this in a while loop, don't we? So we're just receiving messages. Okay. We can do that. We can do that. So let's have a public void listen. Yeah. This I want to pass a cancellation token into, so that it knows when to stop. Right? And actually we could put that down. Nah. I don't need to be that diligent about cleaning up. If I don't use TwitchLib, you have to implement it yourself. That's right. Gives me option to paste with stuff escaped right on. Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna borrow a little bit up there. So Crows and Svava put me into unicorn mode here. Unicorn and light mode. Thanks so much. Please not listen as name. Why not? But I am. I'm listening for messages. Okay. Start, and we're going to want to pass in a collection of the topics that we want to start listening for. So, an IE numerable of Twitch topics. Right, and these things, let's create that class. Yep, in a new file. Twitch topics. I don't think I even, I could make this like an IE numerable, but I think we can make this a little bit smarter, because I will also want to pass along for the topic. I'm particularly interested in this one for channel points. So I also want the string that goes with this. So I'm gonna have right. This is what is this thing called? The topic string, right? Yeah, and I'll have a string for the name. Okay, but public static dictionary of string for the key, and I don't know. Here we go. Public static Twitch topics. Let's make it singular. There we go. And we'll call this one channel points. Oh, but we need to pass in the channel ID for this. Yeah. And return a new Twitch topic. And it's always going to have that. I don't even need a name on this, do I? Let's start with this. So we'll say topic string equals that, and we'll do a little string interpolation. So now if I need to add more options to this later, like duration or, well, here, I need a required scope, channel read redemptions. I think I've got all of them, but we should be all right there. Okay, so I've got that over here. So I'm going to be receiving those that I want to subscribe to. So I'm going to pass them along in my initial listen statement. Moz!
Moz 2005 just resubscribed for 19 months.
Thank you so much for that resub. Really appreciate that. At tier 3! Oh my goodness, that is so good. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it, and we'll make another donation to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. C19946 says, why do all newbies use weird font in their editors? Excuse me, I am not a newbie. I am a professional. Okay?
Oh my.
It is time to end font hell. Yes. Roasted Bee, thanks so much for joining us. I was challenged to change my font to something a little bit more interesting. I'm going to go back to Cascadia code, and I'm going to turn off light mode here. Thank you so much for the channel redemptions. We'll change back to dark theme. That's better. Now we can read it. Now that's a little bit easier. So, yep, the folks trolling Fritz. That's what's going on. So we're going to receive a collection of topics. We're going to want to send the listen request to say, listen to these topics. And away we go. So, and we're also going to want to be able to trigger that if we get a reconnect statement. Let me think. So, let's start off by saying, start listening on topics. We'll have that do something. And we'll say while not token dot is cancellation requested, and we'll do our loop here. The idea then being, if we receive a message that says reconnect, or we don't get our Pong message, we'll be able to call back and say, cancel, start listening again. So, can I counter redeem light mode? It says await task. No. Nope, that's not a thing. Dillinger6360 asks, for how many years have I been coding C#? 18 years. I've been coding for a while. Coding that for a while. So let's write what this start listening method is going to look like. So the listen message that we send, what's that look like? We send a listen command that contains the set of topics. Yeah, show me what that looks like. Show me what it looks like. There we go. Type, data, topics, and an auth token. So we still need to get the auth token into here. Thank you for the follow, Cloud1 Monk. Appreciate you joining us, and I look forward to seeing you in the chat room, Cloud1. Egil Hansen says, I'm slowly getting into the territory where a connection handling logic, including sending and receiving messages, should be refactored out into its own mockable class. I'm not bought into that. All right, so I'm going to start listening. I need to pass a message that looks like this. Okay. You know what? Yeah. I'm going to take this, copy it, and let's create a new class, and we will call this a pub sub listen message. And I'm going to do a paste special. Where is it? Paste special. There it is. JSON S classes. There we go. Nice. So this is a pub sub listen. This is actually, this top level is. Yeah, let's do it like that. And I'll call this a pub sub listen data. Because it's right. So now I'm not going to use a nonce. Cool. This, yeah, I'm okay with that. We'll deal with it. JSON S classes, yes. Fierce Kittens. Now, I'm not using your stuff directly, but the concept that you wrote, because I like to learn and experiment and work with a little bit of the interactions with some of these APIs directly. I'm writing these myself instead of using Twitch lib. So, I'm going to switch over and get my gunner glasses on here. To do the interactions, to do a little bit of writing here. All right, so when I'm going to start listening, I want our message is going to be a new pub sub listen message. Type is already, I defaulted it to that listen. So this is going to be a new listen data. And our auth token, I have the auth token. It is inside my configuration. Let's see. I think it's the chat token. There it is. OAuth token. Bang! Look at that. It's like I knew it was available. So the topics is going to be. Oh, this is going to be magical. I'm going to select the topic string to array, and I'll do a string dot. Oh no, that's it. That's all I need to do. Nice! Okay. And I know there's string allocation things there that can be done to optimize. I'm just getting this working. Get it working, then optimize for performance later. And really, only one person is using this tool set. because it runs in a Docker container for just me. So I really don't care too much about performance right now. I'm not stressed on that. So, all right, I've got that. So I just want to send that on. I've got that message. So I need to now serialize it and pass it on the wire. So let's JSON converter dot now, where is it? Serialize object, and we're going to serialize the message, right? Yes. Right. And what did I call it? Send message on socket. There we go. Do it. All right. So that will send the listen message. Okay. That's easy. So now, while is cancellation token requested, I want to be able to handle that the ping has been sent and needs to be acknowledged. So we need to start inspecting the messages that come across the wire. Look at this. Look at it. I didn't even know I had that many spaces in there because we were typing in that unicorn font. Should a token be part of a configuration, or am I nitpicking here? Why shouldn't the token be part of it?
Webface_CEA just gifted 5 subs.
Webface! Oh my goodness, thank you so much for those 5 gift subs.
Oh my.
I so much appreciate that. We're going to make a bunch of donations to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. 25 folks in chat just received emotes thanks to our friends at Coca-Cola as part of their Haha Holidays promotion. Ninja Coder 88, MDE Box, Venomous, Pragmatic Lou, and Junicus just got subscriptions in channel. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, that's going to help us towards reaching a little bit of our goal here for St. Jude. I mentioned at the top of the show, that at the top of the stream, that I wanted to reach $3,000 in donations to St. Jude here for the last quarter. And we're going to come up about $600 short on that, is what it looks like right now. It's a temporary value derived from authentication. I authenticate outside of this because it's inside of a Docker container. I don't authenticate every time. I authenticate once, grab a token, drop it into my configuration, and it runs. There is no user interface here for somebody to log in and get that. Oh, thank you so much, Webface, for that. Yes, Merry Christmas to all. Yeah, great cause. Absolutely. I'm going to put that message here up on the screen. Let's absolutely. Thank you so much, Webface. Hello. Put the message up. There it is. Absolutely. Yeah. It's 6 of one, half dozen of the other, Brave Cobra, about how I get that configuration and drop it in. It can run in both directions, but because we're trying to make this simple and I'm the only one who's using it, I've logged in, grabbed a token, and I have it available. I'm going to need to re-log in though, so that I can get the new scope that wasn't available before, so that we can start responding to that. Yeah, that's going to need to be a thing. Okay, so I'm passing my OAuth in, and I'm now listening. Okay. If the ping hasn't been acknowledged, I almost need a reconnect timer, right? That says, if we haven't received this within 10 seconds, reconnect. So let's write something to handle that. Right, and there's also, we're going to receive a message. That reconnect message is going to come through. Here we go. Clients may receive a reconnect message at any time. This indicates the server is about to restart and will disconnect the client within 30 seconds. We recommend that clients reconnect to the server during this time. All right, so I need to start receiving messages. How many haha emotes are there? I think there's, is it 26, 25? There's a blog post about them you can find. So it's just going to be a type reconnect that comes through. So yeah, all the different incoming data types. It's going to be interesting to handle that because, right, the data is different. It's just an it's an object that comes in that we want to deserialize into something else. What if go back over here? It's going to be slightly more complex than a switch, yeah. Oh, what a pain in the neck this is. Right, because this generically is an object. What if we did this? What if we did this? Think this through just a little bit, right? Abstract class pub sub message, right? But this is a pub sub message of type T. Ooh. In fact, let's call it message type. No. Data type. Yes, yes. So we could have an interface called I pub sub data. And I'm going to make it just a marker interface. I'm not going to give it anything here. This way, I can say where data type is I pub sub data. So then I have that. How's that? Makes me think new async enumerable. I don't want to complex things and use. Yes, that could be usable here. Let's not confuse and get into that just yet. So what this becomes then is this is a pub sub message of pub sub listen data, which now needs to implement I pub sub data, which it isn't anything, right? Why don't you like that? Why don't you like that? Ha! Now it works. So I can take both of these out and put a constructor on here that says type equals listen. Thank you for the follow, Sad1251. Appreciate you joining us. Yep, no switch over incoming messages needed. Right, I can just say, is this, right? I think that works. Move that out. And I'm gonna stick that marker interface with it. Since it's just a little marker interface, I'll just bring that along for the ride. I feel like I want to have these in a folder for organization. Right? Just doing a little cleanup here. If I do this. Yep. And let's rename this to our PubSub proxy. Because it's our listener. It's at this end doing the interaction. so that I don't have the same thing there twice. I can actually call this proxy and just drop it right in there. That's not bad. Let's do that. Yep. So I'll rename this one more time. Oh, can't do that just yet. Can't do that just yet. Right, I want to fix the namespace. Get that working. Thank you for the follow. GSAD1133. Friends, I've got a feeling we're being view botted. This smells like view botting. You've got followers with the exact same base name there. Jimmy Bogard recently asked Twitter whether they use marker interfaces at Y. Well, there you go. Yep, I want compile time checking. You got it. I want a little bit of a helper there so that I know this is the type. These are one of the types that are allowed to be dropped in there for me. Okay, so now I can rename this to just proxy because it's inside my pub sub namespace. That's easy for me to say. All right, so now I've got that listen message. So I want to be able to say now I've received a reconnect message, right? That is just type reconnect, and it doesn't have data with it. Data is actually empty. It's right. It's just a here. Sent from server to client is just type reconnect. Okay. Right. And I'm going to receive a type pong message as well. Let's hard code those messages. I don't need to make them part of my generic type here because these are right. I'm going to listen and I want to say, well, is this a pong message? Is this a reconnect message? I suppose I could just detect if it says pong or reconnect in it, couldn't I? If that's the only thing that's in it, I could just detect that. Why would I not make the type property read-only? That's not a bad idea. Or make it protected set. Right? So it's only being set by the constructor. If I made it fully read-only, does that still work? Yeah. Okay. No, I need to put a protected on it. So that, yeah, so that I can set it from out here. So, can't make it private set because the abstract class here doesn't have a way to set it. Okay. So let me create another message for... I don't need a message, actually, for those. Right? So inside my loop here, I need to start receiving messages. Right? Right, I want to receive async. That means we're going to want... Let's make this async task. Thank you for the follow. Who's our new follower there? Neil J99. Welcome, Neil. So... yeah, I know. It doesn't have an await operator here. Well, and let's also call this start async. So we're going to receive async into a buffer with a cancellation token. So we're going to want a what type of buffer? It's an array. It's a byte array segment buffer. Or it's a memory. Ooh. Let's try that. That sounds like fun. And let's call this message buffer. That's weird. Saying new memory. Yeah, I know. I need to use var. So I can receive asynchronously into that. Now, why am I using memory of type byte? Because that way it's passing around a pointer to these bytes instead of casting it back instead of reallocating to it. And we're going to receive with a cancellation token. Well, I have a token for you. There you go. So that'll fill up the buffer when we receive a message. But I need to cast that back to the string for us to interpret, right? Well, right, if I'm casting that back to a string, right? UTF-8 dot UTF-8 get string. If I do that, well, now, right, I've got a string. Can I do that out of message buffer dot spam? Yes, right? So, but I'm allocating a string at this point. If I wanted to not allocate a string, right? How would I do that? I've never done it this way before. So I'm kind of, right, using the spans to go through this is kind of interesting for me. I think I do need to turn it into a string so I can inspect it. Right? If I, let's call this received message. And at this point, now I want to start inspecting that message. So there's a couple different ways that I can inspect the message, and the one that was brought up earlier was we could use a little bit of a strategy pattern here to do this inspection. Now, this inspection is where I would agree with Egil. This we need to be able to unit test. This little inspection here, what type of message this is, yeah, we need to be able to handle this thing and be able to figure out what exactly we want to do with these things. And that's going to be a little bit more interesting, right? Because we need to see what type of message it is, and act appropriately. So let's write let's hand that logic off somewhere else. We'll call it handle message. I don't even want to. Right, I'm going to be double allocating here. So let's do this. So we're only allocating once. And we'll create this as another method over here. And let's call this received message. So that I'm appropriately acting somewhere down here. If I receive a reconnect, well, I would... I would want to put some sort of a test on here that says whether or not to reconnect. Hey, is that Poly Cyborg? Welcome. An on received messages delegate. And then subscribe a whole bunch of, well, we'll be doing that for various events that we want to raise anyway, right? I want to eventually raise an event that says, hey, these channel points were redeemed. So setting up a delegate and subscribing a whole bunch. Let me come back to that thought. It's not a bad thought. Okay, so we want to handle the message. We've received the message. We need a whole bunch of different strategies to inspect and decide what to do here. Right? Alright, if we did have an on-received private delegate, right? On-received message. And it's going to take a string, and that is the message. Right, I would define a whole bunch of these, and the first one that responds true, I handled it, is the one that... And, right, I declared a delegate here. This could be a func. right? And have it just do a for each across these. Go and figure out which one to actually execute and what it does. A set of message handle strategies. Yeah, that's what these are. That's what these would be. And, right, it returns a bool to say, oh yeah, I handled this. I know how to handle this. I did a thing with this. Right, so, right, have some sort of a strategies collection here. And I would do a for each across it. So, strategies, if that's a list, let's just put it here so I can reach it. A private list of on-received messages. Strategies. And we'll make that a new list of those. Right, so then I would say, I don't want to do do it this way. Strategy in, yep. If strategy and pass in the message. Break. So if it did properly handle it, exit. That's cool. I think that works. Need to check if I have a complete message received. No. Should more than one handler handle the message? No. Because we're going to receive a reconnect message, only one thing knows how to handle reconnect. A ping, a pong message, only one thing knows how to handle pong. We're also going to receive different messages for the channel redemptions and different events. We're only going to have one event handle those. Does the socket connection ever return for partial responses? No. Why not a dictionary? I would never search across that dictionary for a key. So, I think this is... I think that's not bad. So, I would want to pass in, so my list of various methods that we're going to have that does this interaction. And these are going to be static. Because they're just inspecting the message and figuring out what to do with these. Right, let me split here. Message handler strategies. You know what? I could even put this into a separate file, just to make this a little bit easier to read. Maybe. I don't want to. I also don't want to over-engineer yet. Possibly log throw something if no strategies match. Ooh, that's a really good idea. That's a really good idea. So instead of breaking here, I could do a return. Throw unhandled message exception. Throw new unhandled. Unhandled pub sub. And I'll create that. And that's fine. I just want to be able to handle that. And we'll do something to handle that later. All right. I don't think I need it public. I think I can make these private. Private static, and let's call this... it's going to return a bool, and it's call it handle pong message, and it receives a string of type message, right? No. So, and I could make this just a func of type T. handle Pong message. Right? I don't like what? Determine the proper strategy before passing it based on the type. Well, then you're right. You're doing how much more logic? Where for what we know about this, we've only got 6 or 7 different types, and you're gonna have to inspect it anyway, right? So I'm not. I can just say if message dot contains Pong, then we've right. If it does, oh shoot, do we have to be static? Can we be instance? No, it doesn't like it. We need to be rats. We're gonna need to pass in an instance of the class to act on then. Okay. The proxy. So this needs to receive this. So now we need to go like that. So we can say the proxy dot because if it hasn't, we need to tell it to reconnect. What's unlikely to happen? TCP is a stream, might only receive a part of it and have to wait for it to be complete. Yeah, it would be an invalid message, ignore it. Rambling Geek.
Rambling Geek just resubscribed for 16 months. Just seen SW.
Hey there. Thank you so much. Just seen. Yeah. No, it's because we're passing. Not all of them are going to have to interact with it. Okay, what do you think it should be? Zaynor, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate you joining us. If I'm doing this with delegates, and I'm passing it like this, I can't have a list of these defined and have them be instances. Instance methods. It doesn't like those. So it needs to be static. All right. The next one was going to be handle reconnect message. And this time, and if we do this, I don't need to serialize it, deserialize it, because it has hard-coded the word reconnect there. Yeah, I know. If it does contain it, we're going to end up returning true out of this, that yes, we did do this. Otherwise, return false. Okay. So if it does say reconnect, we need to properly signal. We need to throw a message somewhere that says, oh, you got to reconnect. So I could call start listening again, but I don't have the topics available to me to start listening on. If I stashed them somewhere, I would have it and I could call it again. Hey, Smab. Yeah, happy Hanukkah, everybody. Folks who observe. Happy and blessed Hanukkah to all those folks out there that are celebrating. That's not terrible. I'm okay with that, I guess. So then, for reconnect, I can just fire the start listening again. I don't have to tell it to stop and restart. I could just send the listen message again, right? During this time, we recommend that clients reconnect. So, all right, maybe I... So how do I... The proxy... Socket... Close... Right? Close status. Yeah, no error. Do I really need to? Fine. Reconnecting. I'm not gonna pass a cancellation token. And I could call start async again. Right? Boy, I don't want it. That's gonna trigger the stack, right? I'm gonna end up then with a deep, ugly stack then. Can't you just send an event or call a handler instead of mutating the proxy instance? I could raise an event. I'm going to end up raising events. But I still need to do the inspection to see what you want to do. The alternative is, and I don't want to rat hole on this, because when we do, we spend half hour, 45 minutes discussing architecture and nothing gets done. I'd rather have code that works and refactor later for better architecture. If I raise events, I would have to move these here. So I say if receive message contains and put the various tests here, right? Reconnect requested. And now I've got an event, something handled somewhere else that's going to do this instead of having everything all in one place. And then I have to do if received message contains pong received etc., with this ugly set of else if message is you know, whatever, message foo received, and I end up having these tests that say here's what I've got to do there. Mary Jo Stabler, thank you so much for the host. I Dutcher, welcome. Thank you for the follow. Eternal Dev Coder, thanks so much for the cheer. That's gonna make another donation to St. Jude. Appreciate that. So right now, so here's the dictionary of the strategy pattern. So I've got all the strategies, and I'm going to invoke and do these different things here, and separating out and putting logic in 3-4 different methods. And it ends up being scattered, all the logic to do, here's what happened. So it becomes, then you're into spaghetti code mess. I don't want that. By doing it this way, I have the test that's appropriate for each one of the different things that I want to handle registered and located here, and I have it doing the appropriate thing inside of each one of those. I'm okay with that. Replace the else if with a check of a deserialized message type property. So that's going to be the next set of these, right? Is we'll check, deserialize the type, and is it this type? Then do that. Why the headset with the mic? So that I can change my voice. That's why. If I use func instead of delegates, I don't need to mark the methods static. I don't? So if I change this to a func, it's going to return a bool and take in a string. Where'd it go? This one. Nope. Bool string. Oh, I don't need to pass that. Nope. Wait, method group to func. Mm-hmm. Doesn't like that. Why can't I just say... Maybe have a reconnect method in the proxy which implements the steps. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Tagaron, is going to be the way to go, is to actually call reconnect somewhere that issues the cancel token and behaves appropriately. I don't want to put a new func around that. Yeah. No. Passing in a string, returning a bool. Wait, what if I did... No, I don't want to put a lambda in there. What am I doing wrong? No, it's func output input. Savage Jen, thank you for the follow. No, func syntax, oh shoot. I had it, you're right, I did have it backwards. And now handle... Now, okay, it's not even seeing it. Yeah. No. Wrong signature. Initializable add must be an accessible instance method. It is. Even if I make this public. Nope. Why isn't that accessible? No, it's not inside of a private method. It's a public method now. I don't know. I'm inside of an... I'm not... No. This is at the initialization. This is a new list. This is a collection of these. I would need to... I would need to initialize that with... I could still make these the delegate type. All right, why can't I see the strategies collection? There we go. Still doesn't like it. Do we like that better? Nope. Oh, I don't need that anymore. Now we got it. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Yeah, so now I would be adding these down here, and I can get rid of that. Right? So now I can just say this because it's inside the instance. That's better. Hey, Freitya is here. Hello. So I don't need that. And you're right. If we just have a reconnect method. No. That knows how to do the reconnect. And I don't want it there. Actually, I'd really rather it be up here near that start async. So it passes in the token and it's checking whether it's canceled. If I stashed a copy of it, I could cancel it and restart it. I could... I could just raise an event that says reconnect. I could have I could have a what's it called? Let's go even easier than this. A mutex. And just signal it. I don't want to wait for it. No, I don't want to use a mutex. That's not quite right. No, it's not a mutex. It's oh shoot. I'm trying to think. What's the other? There's another threading type where you have a shared boolean or something like that that you can inspect. A reset event? Manual reset event? The new channel API for this event-based things. Polycyborg, that's exactly what we're doing. Semaphore, that's what I'm thinking. And the initial count is 0. The maximum count is 1. And, well, wait a sec. Hang on. We're not waiting it. We want to... Well, we can actually... Right, we can wait a maximum amount of time. Isn't that right? Yeah. We don't want it to wait indefinitely. So if it does... If we do get signaled, oh, you need to do this, then escape and re-trigger the start method. What do you mean that doesn't exist? Huh? So we're going to... No, we want to trigger it. No, I don't want the handle. No, this isn't right. No, there's... I mean, right, I could... But I... In which case I would say reconnect equals true. Why doesn't it see this? Initialize method strategies. Did I spell it wrong? I must have spelled it wrong. Whatever. Leviani.
Leviani just resubscribed for 14 months. On to the next year, smile, keep on coding.
Thank you so much for that. I'm going to wait task delay and let's call it 100 milliseconds. And I would say if reconnect and if reconnect break the while and if we're reconnecting then task.start task.run, that's what I'm thinking. Start async. Tim Blazer
_Blazer just gifted 5 subs.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Tim, for gifting out 5 subs to the folks in the channel. We'll make 5 donations to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. I very much appreciate that. These 5 folks are going to get the 17 emotes and ads turned off, all the good stuff here on the channel. Simon the Cookie, Slary, Shashi123, Lost Warlord 2, and Steve Waj. Congratulations, you just got gift subs. 25 other folks in the channel just got gift emotes. Haha, holidays emotes, thanks to our friends at Coca-Cola and Twitch. Thank you so much. It'll delay each handling, yes, but that's a 1/10 of a second. Who cares? A 1/10 of a second, who cares? Nah, alright, fine, I'll take it out. Start async, topics, and the token that was passed in. Why doesn't it like that? Why don't you like that? And we need to await that. I don't want it. Thank you for the follow, Newber19. Genetic Live, welcome. Was in my demo for Blazor pages a week or so back. Oh, well, welcome in. I think that's okay that I want it to return because the task is running then in the background. It's not returning the task, though. But this is a fire and forget type thing, so I think that's okay. I think that's okay. All right, so now let me go back down here. So reconnect is just signaling reconnect true. I still need to handle if that pong message doesn't come through in 5 minutes. Or in 10 seconds after I send the ping. And force it to reconnect. So it sounds like I need a pong reconnect. That happens after 10 seconds. So that feels like another timer. Use the Discord to remove the warning. Oh, that's a good point. Nice. Good call, await task. Thank you. Santoria, well, thank you so much for the kind words. Yes, I think we are having a good stream. Okay, so I'm gonna put a to-do here to handle that. Handle the return, the lack of returned pong message. Still need to do that. I want to move on from there and get into actually handling the real messages that we want to receive. Let's see here. So I don't care about the dispose stuff. Go away. Handle message. Start listening. Where'd it go? Oh, these ones. That's right. All right. So we've got Pong, the reconnect. The only one that I'm going to start with is handle channel points message. So private bool handle channel points message. Okay. So if it's a channel points message, what's the type look like? I wish there was a click through from here so I could jump right to the channel points topic. Channel subscription, channel points. So type is reward redeemed. Okay. So, how can we test and figure that out? So if I deserialize the message as a pub sub message, but it's going to be a pub sub message of type object, because I just want to inspect what that type is, and then cast it to the appropriate type. Can I do that? If JSON convert deserialize object pub sub message, and let's see if we can just make that of type object message, right? Dot type equals, no, where to go? Reward redeemed. Doesn't like that. Can I do that and kind of cheat? Maybe it works. We'll see. You know what? At the very worst, I can try and force this to work and write a unit test around this method. Maybe. So now I would want to expect to have an event that I'm going to trigger. On channel points redeemed. And it doesn't know what that is yet. So let's create that event. Yeah. And let's call this pub sub events. Lots of regions here. Lots of regions. Public event. What did I call it? Yeah, there we go. But I need to have a type on this. This is an event handler. Channel points redeemed args. Yeah, that's a thing. No, I didn't want to hit F11. No, don't do it. Don't you compile on me. It is. Cancel. Jump over there. So this needs to implement event args. And I'm going to have information about what it was. Pub sub message of type J object says real pit. Ooh, that might be a good way to do it. Just to get it into, but JObject doesn't implement my interface. So. I can use JSON.NET to check for the type. Oh, I could just navigate in like that. That's not bad. But I still have to get it into a JObject. And then I can just navigate to it. That's not bad. All right. Equals right now I have to parse it. How do I get it into a JObject? Can I just say JObject.parse? No. No. JSON convert dot. No. What is it? There's a thing to parse it. Right? I mean, I can do the link to just navigate across it, but I just want to parse JSON string. I don't want to deserialize object. I want to be able to just go across it. jarray.parse. jtoken.readFrom. No. Well, JObject. Yeah, there is a parse. I thought there was. Right, so then I can say jdoc value of type string. There it goes. So now I need to deserialize into that right type. Reward type, well. The actual message object, right? We could say JSON convert deserialize object into whatever the pub sub message type is that goes with that reward that's been redeemed. Thank you for the follow, Rezu Baka. Welcome. Look forward to seeing you in the chat room. So I've got it. Right? I could there. So if I go over here, let's do it down here so I've got a little bit of space and we can, right? So I will paste special again. Nah, rats. No, I think we're okay on this. Just wrapping it. Yeah, there we go. In parens. Oh, dear Lord. Okay. This is the channel redemption. Let's move this to its own. And all these things that go with it, we'll take with us. Okay. Not bad. So then the arguments that I want to pass back. This I will mark so that I can now go, where to go? Here. I'm going to deserialize into a pub sub message of type channel redemption. And I'm passing in the message. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Okay. So the event arguments that I want to have, these. Well, wait a sec. What's inside of this? Nothing. What do you think? What would you think? What if I did this? I did that. That's not bad. Brave Cobra's asking, am I scheduled to come to Amsterdam for Ignite? No, I'm coming to Amsterdam for TwitchCon. Ignite, the Ignite tour is not Ignite. The Ignite tour is actually, it's an Azure event, series of events, and they do not do anything with Visual Studio or .NET as part of those. Nobody from our division is invited to participate in there. Nope, never played Factorio. Nope. I just grabbed a gear logo and made it orange and made that my channel points. So here, right? This event handler, right, is channel redemption. Invoke. I could actually begin invoke because I want to fire and forget, don't I? Right? I don't care. I'm not passing a callback. Just do this. Go. And I don't want to pass sender. The channel redemption is that No other objects. Fire and forget. Here's the thing. Go. Oh. No, this has got to be the data. Hey. Today you learned a lot. Well, oh, that's great, Jero. Is that Jeroke PT? Let me know. I want to make sure I pronounce your name properly. So we're firing and forgetting and letting it know, hey, this happened. You can go do something with that. I think that works. I think that works. Okay. So now let's start wiring this up. Yeah, I got it right. All right. Glad to hear it that I got the pronunciation of your name right. I kind of pride myself on pronouncing new folks' names right. So we need to handle that still. We'll get back to that. So this is going to be used inside of somewhere further up the chain here that's actually doing the interactions with Twitch. So I'm going to go all the way up. So
Oh my.
I know. I'm going to go all the way up to StreamTools because there's a service here for Twitch. So here, this is an iHosted service, an iStream service. It's also a chat service. Yeah. Oh. Sure. You want to rename it and put a hyphen, an underscore in front of it. Be my guest. There we go. So that is the Twitch proxy. I also need a PubSub proxy for this to listen to and send information along about. So this receives a chat client. Thank you for the follow. Furious. Welcome. Is it Furiosa? Let me know. I think we're very close here. Very, very close. Because, right, the follower client actually receives a SignalR context. And the SignalR context is what gives us that rich real-time interaction pushing down into the browser that gets painted on the screen. Furiosa! All right, thank you. So, right, and here's all the various things that it interacts with. So that follower client should be passed around somewhere here, right? This is... What do you mean? There's references here somewhere. Thank you for the follow, DuffBlack87. Appreciate you joining us. Look forward to seeing you in the chat room. There it is. It's on the sentiment service. Okay. That's not too bad. Let me come to your question in just a second there. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce your name. Let me come back to that in just a second. It's being passed in there, but it needs to be triggered from when I get new followers also, right? Right? Where else is it being triggered? Thank you for the follow, Kabazi. Welcome. No, I'm not going to update the .NET version on this. That's a little bit outside the scope of what I want to get done today. So this is connecting over and interacting with chat. Right, so that it can provide all the chat messages that happen over there, but some of the commands send a message back that trigger the sound effects and things that happen. Those because I want to mimic. I want to do the exact same thing with those. Those are coming out of the chatbot here, right? This configure services, add it as a... Oh, this is itself a hosted service. But this isn't receiving... Chat service, basic command, extended command. So it gets the various chat services to connect to. But how does... What? Alright, hang on. We have a sound effects command here. Thank you for the follow, Chubby Chicken. Welcome. Hey, I see you there in the chat room. Nice to meet you, Chubby Chicken. If there's a sound effect, it will send a message. This hub context. Where is it? Okay, so this is being created in past the hub context. So I could receive the same hub context because I want to paint something on the screen for that attention. But I need this pub sub offering to occur. I could set it up as another service and actually interact with it there as another hosted service and just receive. I think it is very much the same as that attention hub. Let's use that. So I've got one place and I've got a specific message, specific for the attention that, something was redeemed, and we'll even paint something on the screen or something as we get through that. So let's create another service. This is what I think we would want to actually unit test. This will be AI hosted service. Okay. Oh, look at that. And actually, I can control dot on this a couple times. Boom, done. So now I've got my hub context that I can interact and send a message across. I also want, I need to receive configuration. But if I receive the configuration the same way the pub sub is expecting it, right? My pub sub proxy down here. Actually, I could just receive a pub sub proxy, couldn't I? And it'll give me one that's properly hydrated. With all of the configuration. Is Attention Hub the correct one? I'm okay with it for now. We can move what we're going to be doing in the future. And actually, that is way down here. It's actually in the chatbot. Right? So it has a command, play sound effect. So for right now, I'll have it just play a sound effect that something was redeemed. I can... Right, this is being listened to. Where is it? There's an attention page. I thought it was on an attention page. There it is. Play sound effect, and there it is, where it'll just play a sound effect. If we're gonna hook a visual up to this as well, I would probably set this up with a separate thing. But for right now, just to get it to play a sound effect, I'm okay with this because I've already got it plumbed the whole way through, and it runs the Scott command through there as well. See, you can see where it plays. Where is it? There's Scott right there. And actually, with the new logic, there's more than just one Scott. There's 12 Scotts.
And then... Great Scott!
See? There's lots of Scotts. Lots and lots of Scottses. So, if I have this and I'm receiving all of that information, When this starts, I want to be able to say, handle Pong message now doesn't need to be public, does it? Right, I can make that private. Which invalidates that. So I'll put something to handle that, sure. So I've got the event wired up. And start async. And I want to connect and listen to Twitch topic. Ooh. I don't want this to be publicly creatable. Right? So I'm going to seal it so that nobody can create one of those. Channel points. Right? Oh, come on. What the heck? I've completely lost IntelliSense. Now I've done it. Ah, it doesn't know whether it's a pub sub proxy. Okay. Yes, twitch.pubsub. Da-da, da-da-da-da-da. Okay. So, and why don't you like this? Not all code paths return a value. Wah. Wah. So, proxy, start async. Twitch topic, channel points. Yeah, and it's gonna want. And cancellation token. And await that. Ooh, no, better yet. Return it. Don't make that async. Hey, look at that. Now, why doesn't it like this? Non-delegate type. What do you mean non-delegate type? Oh, I gotta pass in the channel ID. Oh, look at that. Okay, the channel ID is... Oh, I don't have the configuration. Oh, wait. And let's... Give me one of those. And my configuration... Doesn't it have the channel ID in here? Channel client ID. It doesn't have the channel ID. It has the channel name. Thank you for the follow, Alex Dev 01. Yes, and we do need to unsubscribe. We need to dispose in the stop. Right. Return task dot completed task. Start async, and how am I going to get the channel ID over here? Do I have anywhere where I get the channel ID? Did I just? I did. There we go. Better. Mixer channel ID. I don't want no mixer channel ID. I don't have anywhere where I get the channel ID. Feels like that should be a... execute the help command. You can see what the current channel commands are. I know this is my channel, so I can force that into the configuration so I don't have to go get it every time. Right, and then who cares? You know? So if I go to app settings, so under stream service, I have a configuration class for this, don't I? is it? I had... Right, I was passing in... Configuration settings. Where are these? There we go. Channel name, client ID. So I can put channel ID in here also. Right, and kind of force that there is one. So then, if I receive that as settings, here, instead of give me one of those. Now I can make this. Well, let me change the value. Nope. Oh, so close. There it is. So now I can say configuration dot channel ID. And I'm passing it along. I think we got it. Honey Pop, hello, good to see you. Is that Restaurazi Vozen asked a question earlier? Do I miss multiple inheritance in C#? Nope. Have I had scenarios where multiple inheritance would help me? Nope. Honestly, I've been doing C# for 18, 19 years. Multiple inheritance isn't a thing that I think about anymore. It confuses things when you start looking at multiple inheritance. So, finally, the last thing that I need to do is actually invoke and say, hey, there's a thing here. So I can say clients. I don't want to say all. Thank you for the follow, Robocozo. Welcome. Yeah, clients.all. Play sound effect. And the file name to play. And I'll get a sound effect that plays to say, hey, this was right. I could pass along, right? Eventually, we could add things where I could actually look into the redemption itself and see what the reward was, right? And say, okay, somebody redeemed so-and-so and make it appear like a full alert. For this, to get this out the door and say, we got it working, all I have to do is wire up a sound effect here. And I have in a folder here, I have my sound somewhere. There they are. So let's grab a sound. Let's grab see if we can find the the Family Feud sounds. Let's see if we can find. Nah, not the buzzer. The buzzer's good, but I don't think I want the buzzer for this. Nah, I don't like that. Family Feud sound effects. What do we have over here? It's a zip file. What do we have? Honey Pop trying to show an example for multi-inheritance. I would use an interface to define that, to hook that up. And I wouldn't lose any sleep over it. That is not. That is not. Oh dear God. No. No. That is awful. Not the strike, but the sound, the reveal answer. That clang. That's a great clang, too. Yeah, that. Yeah, give me that. Go over here, open this folder. In fact, I could call it clang, but let's actually call it points redeemed. Yeah. Right? That way I can rename this later. I can supply a different file for it later, and it just, I don't have to modify any source code. So there we go, points redeemed. Because, right, if I go back to here, it will go to base folder, which is contents / the file name, and the file name I'm requesting is points redeemed mp3. We've written a lot of code here today, chat room, and I think it's time to
Do it live!
let's give it a shot. Why are there some of the sound files in Git and some not? Because I don't, I want to be careful and I'm not publishing and sharing all of the sound files. Let's give this a shot and see if, well, hang on, I didn't register this service yet so that it launches and runs appropriately. So, we need to go to Startup Services, and in here is where it configures that singleton for the Twitch service. So let me find. I don't use that anymore. Streaming services. Here we go. So it adds Twitch as a I'm going to. Twitch pub subservice. You know what? Hang on. Here. If disabled, don't do anything. Right, and it's passing in. The type is Twitch service. If service is Twitch service, so when it registers the Twitch service, it also sets up the Twitch sub. Yes, I am using worker services here behind the scenes to do some of this. All right, friends, let's see if this works. We've written a ton of code. That was kind of to be expected. Let's see where we go. Naming rule violations. Pub sub listen message could not be found. New pub sub listen message could not be found. Oh, because it's under. We moved this. Pub sub listen message. Oh, it's just pub sub listen. See if that builds. Get past that first. All right, now let's try it. See if we can get all the way out and get a browser launched. See if we can get this connected. Not pushing to master just yet. I have a feeling I'm going to have to re-request an OAuth token that has all of the... That includes now the channel redemption tokens, scope. Let's see what happens here. Or if it blows up in our faces. There we go. Okay. So far, so good. So... Attention? So now I'm on the attention page. I don't know if it's subscribed to... Right, if it got through this appropriately. I just don't. Let me restart. Just so I can make sure that it actually did the start listening and started listening. Oh, Zultra Lord. Yes, I added the pub sub proxy to DI. No, I didn't. I didn't explicitly define it. So it probably didn't get there yet. So let's back up. Here. That's going to be a singleton also. Twitch.pubsub.proxy. Otherwise it doesn't find it and doesn't know how to start it. And actually I don't think I added a start service here for it either. Yeah, it doesn't know to start the service yet. Hang on. Right? It adds the services here. Not that one. Configure services, execute, and it loads up the services at that point. What? Oh, whatever. But it's not starting the services, is it? Something's got to be starting the services, right? Nah, that's the high-level one. After it adds the service, doesn't it? Or are we expecting... Yeah, I know. Yes, the $20 nag that my accounting department is going through is amusing. Right, it should be calling start here. Here. We should see that kick off. Not quite there to test the messages just yet. It's not hitting this. Why am I not getting there? Right? It's creating a new Twitch service. A Twitch service is an I-hosted service, importantly, that it knows how to start. Where's it calling start async? No, 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 no. These are false start async references. But that's in the tests. Tests. So, what's calling that? There's 8 references to the service itself. Yeah, it's indirectly calling it somewhere. But that I-hosted service... Shh. Oh, wait. I'm not registering it as an I-hosted service. Look. As it registers it as an I-hosted service in order to get it to do its thing. I think I should move this up here first. Why don't you know what service is? right? If it is, then I'm going to register the pub/sub proxy. And I'm going to register that. So here's the thing. If I say add hosted service, it wasn't firing quite properly for me before, Kabazi. Let's see what happens. Object reference not set to an instance of... Oh. I forgot to actually create that. Try it again. Hey, Abstract. Got a couple of emotes there. Nice. Let's see what we come up with here. Come on. Come on. Start that service. Here we go. Okay. So, wiring up the event, good. Send message on socket. The pub/sub listen message. Okay. I guess it's listening. So... Oh, I'm not... I never wired up the other on-receive messages here. Hang on. Handle reconnect message. Handle channel points message. And we'll test the channel points here in just a second and see if it works. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I think we got it. Just got a new computer today. It builds your 8 project solution in less than 5 seconds. Nice, honeypop. Congratulations. That's got to feel good. So it's sending the message to start listening. Good. There it is. So if I go to my attention page. All right. If I receive... Hang on. I'm going to go to the handle... channel points message. All right, go ahead and let's redeem a reward. No. So it didn't drop into this one, which tells me that it's Is it here? Is it here? Let's restart and see if it actually hits in it. No, it didn't get any messages. Searching, welcome. No, we're not hitting any of the... It's not receiving any messages. I think I need to go get a new OAuth token that includes the new scope. That would be my guess. Is that I'm short on an OAuth token here, and I need to go get a token that includes the new scope. I'm going to first double check the secrets that I have here and make sure Well, I don't even have a no-auth token listed here. Oh, wait a sec. I already had... Hang on. Hang on. That configuration with the channel ID, I don't need that. And that's what user ID was. Let me go back. I can show you this. It wasn't proxy. It was here. New channel points. What I have there is user ID. I already had the values saved. So that should start and get listening for that appropriately. Yeah, sentiments down. You enjoyed the background music. What genre is it? This is called music to code by. Oh, and the bot answered correctly. Look at that. Look at that. So I don't think we were listening to the right channel just yet. Could be. That was one of the problems. Tacos will also raise the sentiment there. Does that help? Well, let's see. Yeah, I think we've confused it a little bit here because we've got two bots running. We're not okay. So I will go to the attention page. No messages. Didn't get to there. Right? I expected to at least get there. Let's see if we can get there. Is this stream sponsored by Azure since there's an Azure logo? I work for Microsoft, honeypop. So... not specifically sponsored by Azure. So the topic that it's requesting there, that's the correct topic that it should be returning. So... and I haven't received any messages here. Or should I do the start listening first? I'm not even getting to here. Am I? Let's see. There are other folks that are sponsored by Azure, but I actually work for them. So... that's interesting. I'm wondering if I'm not getting out of here at all. Right? It should be... oh, Jeff. Let's make this an async task. Await this. Yep. Yep. Let's do this. Get the awaiter, get result. So it runs synchronously there. Let's see if it goes. Yeah, personal sponsorship, otherwise known as job. That's totally a thing. Let's see if we can get this working this time. Okay. And where is it? Where's my mouse? Nope. No message. Did we actually... let me go down to that. Where is it? Start. I'm scrolling uncontrollably. Make sure we get to here. Right? Send message on socket. Right, and it should do this. Now, I don't want to look at the contents of the message on stream here, otherwise you're going to see my OAuth token go through. Okay, so it did start. Yeah, I think I'm not on. I don't think I'm receiving the messages. No, I'm not awaiting the send message because I am awaiting it right there. Right. The other place that it's used is here on the ping timer elapsed. Okay. So now I've forced that synchronously as well. Yeah, the Azure banner is more ironically because every time that I use Azure, I literally break Azure. It's something that's happened. Let me do this. Let's go to here. What is it? The Twitch token generator. Where is it? This one. Custom scope. And there should be... Channel redemptions is not in the list here. Ah, channel read redemptions. There it is. So I want to request a custom token for my Fritzbot account. So what I'm going to do, custom scope token, is that I want all of them. This should, yeah, requesting me to log in, and I've got all my logins in here. Pardon me while I go and find my bot. Log in as it. Two-factor authenticate. Which is actually kind of a lame two-factor because it's a text message. And... oof. It's kind of weird that I'm verifying that I'm not a robot to verify a bot. That's totally a thing. Alright, so I've copied my access token, and I'm going to go into my secrets here. Too many secrets. Manage user secrets. I thought I had the OAuth token. Okay. Hey, look at that. 100% sentiment right over there. Nice. Nice. All right, let me close that browser so I don't accidentally show that again. And my secrets are closed. Okay, so I've copied it into the OAuth token field. So now I have an OAuth token that should validate properly. Sneakers reference. Yes. Yes, you are correct. Now let's see if we can get that pub sub. Pub sub, pub sub, pub sub. Come on. Come on.
You can do it!
It's not going to be hard. And it'll make you feel so good out there, Twitch. Yes. Alright, so it's sending that message. Yeah. Okay. Connecting all the dots here. Did not receive a message. Okay. Because it did not get here. Should not have gotten there either. Well, wait a sec. It didn't even get to this. Put a break there. Come on, we've almost got this, chat room. We've almost got this. We are so close. Pardon me for a second. I'm going to just take a look at the message and make sure that it's in the right structure. Yeah, that looks right. But it didn't move forward. Hang on. I sent the message to start listening, but it never got to here. Right? Look. Send message on socket. It's awaiting that send async. Is it because I passed that? Is it because this is the final asynchronous send? No, it's not. I have a feeling that, and it kind of closes and says, "Oh, okay, we're done." I don't have a synchronous version there that I can use Sir Shining. Right, if you look at this, there is no send method on the WebSocket. Right. And it didn't, right? It did that send async, and it didn't proceed to the next message to here after start listening. Right? This is being called here. This doesn't finish. We're almost there, but I don't know why it's not finishing, right? So send that message. And nothing. Let's do this. Let's turn this back into here. Get a waiter, get result. Because you're right. Let's stop the proliferation of that where it's not needed. Where was the other place? Send message on socket. It's being used one other place. I guess it's not being used anywhere else. Like, I thought there was a right? Okay, whatever. This one. Try it again. See if we can get that to go. Line 10. Yep. Thank you, await task. Let's do this. We've almost got it. Oh, come on. Here we go. Send message on socket. And I want to see it hit there. And it's not. Send async the byte array. It's text, and it never responds. I am so sorry, chat room. I just figured this out. I know what's going on here. I never actually connect. I never actually tell the socket to connect and where to connect to. I am so sorry. I never actually go and connect to there. So it doesn't know where to send it. I know. I didn't actually like connect it out to go somewhere and. Sorry. My bad. I didn't mean to do that. Why isn't it sending messages to Twitch? Why isn't Twitch responding? I'm not talking to Twitch. I'm not going to the right place just yet. Alright. So now the state of the socket is open. Send the message on the socket. It sent the message. I'm even going to turn that one off. Just want to make sure. Okay. It's running, but... oh, was that a prerequisite to connect? Yes. Yes, it was. Try this again. I think... Yep, continue. I don't need a breakpoint there anymore. Okay. Here we go. No message. Well, something's hanging here. Here we go. Look at this. Threading task cancel. Unable to read data from the transport connection. IO operation has been aborted because of a thread exit. So we didn't connect properly. We didn't finish handling that. Right, this await receive async. They never received anything off of it. It's in await. Why don't I connect async? Okay. I can make this an async task. Right. Which means this can... If I do that... Right, and then make this an async task. Then go back to 106. Right, I can do that. But up here, this, doing a wait on that and a wait on this. We should have that working. Let's see. Yeah, we're running into an async thing now. this would be so good we get this working. See, now we're not releasing. It's hanging somewhere on an await. One of our awaits, right? I think it's this one. And it's blocking. Line 101 is missing an await. That should... Okay. Let's see what happens. Maybe it is. You might be right, Karsten Pet. Good to see you. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, so we're at the receive async. No, it's still... Something's still blocking here. Looks like a URI problem from the error message. But I was connected. Right? When I do that start connect async here, I was connected. We love channel points. Yeah. There's a lot that we're going to be able to do with this that'll be very fun. Options, state is open. No credentials. It's telling me we're connected. Right, so now if I take a look at the state of the socket, right? At that point, with that await, no, I don't think I'm disposing of something, right? Because at this point, this thread is sitting right here. And it's blocking the whole operation. Now, I'm going to go back and I'm going to try something. We registered this as a hosted service right here. The way that I previously did it down here. Let's do this equals factory. Factory? What's factory? What is that? No. Services, add singleton. It creates it and stashes it. Add a configure await false where? No. It's not registered though. Ooh, hang on. New Twitch pub sub proxy. The configuration settings are going to be That's I configuration. That's not my configuration settings. Get required service. Twitch configuration settings. And the logger factory, which I've already got. Okay. Why doesn't it like that? Isn't it? Crumbs. Yeah, I thought it would be get required service, but I'm not. Alright, I'll wrap it with I options then. Okay. So now I've got that. So services add singleton. Pub sub as I hosted service. Oh. Services add singleton. Pub sub. And that should work. Oh, I ran it without the debugger. Oh, look at all that. That's good. That's really good. Yeah. Do that again. Come on, blow up on me. There we go. Value cannot be null. PubSub is an I-hosted service. I thought I made this an I-hosted service. Wasn't this an I-hosted service? No, not this. Hang on. That's the wrong thing. This one. Twitch pub sub service. Look at that, I was creating the wrong one. Ooh, jeez. Okay. My lord. Give me some spacing in here so I can see these things. Okay, so I needed a... one of those. And you need a using statement? Come on. And a comma? Oh, come on, that's exactly what you needed. Oh, it needs the proxy also. Alright. Provider, get required service, Twitch, PubSub, proxy. Tell me that works now. I have a singleton using a transient here. We've fought that fight before, and it's not a big deal. No service for that has been registered. That was here. This is being called there. SignalR hasn't been registered yet because that doesn't happen till down here. So if I move this down, will it work? It's better to inherit from background service which implements iHosted service and overrides the execute async. Not disagreeing with you. This was written with ASP.NET Core 2.1. That didn't exist yet. Now it looks like I'm not blocking. And I just tried to redeem the points and nothing was not received. Look at all the messages going across the channel. But the socket, I'm not getting anything across that socket in my pub sub service. Right? That proxy should be open. It should be hanging there, waiting. Thank you for the follow. Coralor, thank you for the follow. So why am I not getting... Why am I not getting the messages coming across the proxy? Right at this point that it's sitting there and waiting to receive, I should get something. Yeah. That's somebody who's poking around trying to troll is what that is. So at this point, the socket is here, it's open. It's also not telling me the URL that it's connected on. Right? Like, how do I know it's actually connected to Twitch? And that it's got all the right information coming down the pipe. I mean, there's StreamTools. No message was transported there. And I'm way over on time. I need to end here. So here's what I'm going to do. Let's clean up where we are. And come on back to this tomorrow. I'm going to stream on Monday. I'm going to take a look. I'm going to go through and see if I can figure out what's different here that we can figure out and correct. Let's take a quick peek at what we need to update. Yep. I'm going to add all the things. Began adding channel points notifications. We're really close. But I'm going to need to do a little bit of debugging here and see exactly the messages that are going across. And that would mean I would be exposing my OAuth token. And I don't want to do that. So I'm going to push this out so we can take a look at it next time. Oh my gosh, look who's here. The Sausage Cam. That's our friend's son. You can find him over on the Sushi Day channel, co-hosting. Yes, look at all the gritty. Thank you, son. Look at that. See, I stayed around longer and you found me. You found me. So our code's pushed out. It's updated out there in case anybody wants to take a look. If you think you found an issue with some code that I wrote here today, please send a pull request. If there's something that I could write better, send a pull request. Open an issue and let me know if there's something that you think we can improve in our code that we wrote here today. Let me take a quick look out and see who we can raid on this fine Sunday morning. You know what? It's a little bit late. Let's see. Is she still over there streaming? Maybe we can catch NoOpCat. There she is. She's got a chill programming stream. Yeah, that's who we normally raid on Sunday mornings. So let's do the raid over to NoOpCat. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining me today. This was really cool. We learned a lot about WebSockets and about how Twitch has set up their interaction so that we can communicate with them and get that publish and subscribe type of workflow happening with their services. We've got one last bump to hop over here, and we'll have our channel point notifications working where it's throwing a message back to SignalR, an event that SignalR is going to handle and transmit another message out to our client and fire a sound effect here on channel for us. Friends, get ready to go see our friend NoOpCat. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll be back tomorrow. This video, along with all my other videos, are going to be available over on the YouTube channel. Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow. See ya.